It's your boy, the host with the most. I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Let's get this YouTube channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. You heard me? So we're going to be talking about Micah Parsons being traded to the Green Bay Packers. What does this mean for the Green Bay Packers? What does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys? What does this mean to Jerry Jones moving forward and the Dallas Cowboys' future, as we can pretty much see in the next 5 to 10 years? All right. So I want to state this for the record. Two things I want to state for the record. All right. First and foremost, if you have not been subscribed to this channel, if you're not a day one subscriber or just a subscriber in general that had some time with me, you are well aware that I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. I make no excuses for it. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan since day one. Ever since I came out the mother's womb, I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan. So I'm not no bandwagon Dallas Cowboy fan. I wasn't a Dallas Cowboy fan when everything was all good. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan through thick and thin, through the rise, through the fall. I've seen players come. I've seen players go. I've seen coaches come. I've seen coaches go. One thing stays for certain: Jerry Jones still owns the Dallas Cowboys. If you've been following me, I've been a huge component of Jerry Jones may want to step down, allow someone with some football expertise to run the day in and day out operations of the Dallas Cowboys. I think Stephen Jones does a decent job, but Stephen Jones doesn't do a great job. But they need someone in that office that is pretty knowledgeable of players and how much of players' worth, how much of, I feel like it starts with the draft. Now, I will say this for the record: the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones, they have, drafted pretty well. I want to give them at least about 3 years. I want to say more, but I'm going to say 3 years that I'm aware of, that they have been pretty solid with their drafting. They haven't been squandering none of their picks or any of that stuff, okay? But with that being said, Jerry Jones have made a lot of mistakes. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. Jerry Jones have made a lot of mistakes during his ever since he has owned the Dallas Cowboys from day one. Now, he has done some great things. He continues to make this franchise more valuable. He makes this, the Dallas Cowboys as a franchise has been making money. All right. The Dallas Cowboy name, logo, the likeness is the most valuable franchise of all of sports, not just the NFL, but all of sports. You have to give Jerry Jones credit in that. I think Jerry Jones has done an excellent job with marketing the Dallas Cowboys, with sponsorship deals and things of that nature. Keeps the Dallas Cowboys on the front page. Now, maybe not with X's and O's, not with wins or losses, maybe not with Super Bowl appearances, but he has made the Dallas Cowboys recognizable, and people talk about the Dallas Cowboys day in and day out, okay? So you have to give Jerry Jones that much credit. But as far as with X's and O's and players and things of that nature and contract extensions, it's very iffy with Jerry Jones. And I'm being very generous to Jerry Jones, okay? You guys know how I feel about Jerry Jones. But with all that being said, I want to talk about Micah Parsons. So Micah Parsons is traded to the Green Bay Packers. And when he gets there, he signs the most richest contract in NFL history. He's going to be he's the highest paid. Now, I want people to really think about this, okay? Michael Parsons is going to be the highest paid player in a non-quarterback in the NFL, all right? Most of his contract is guaranteed, okay? I want people to really think about this, all right? you're gonna overmax a player that does one thing great and everything else not so certain. Michael Parsons is never going to lead. He's never going to break any sack records. He's not going to lead in sacks. He's not going to lead in tackles. Okay. He's really dependent on his athleticism than anything else. All right. Being coming off fast off the line or off the line, Michael Parsons is going to be doing all that. Hey, what's up? What's up down there? Hello, hello, hello. I'm saying hi back to you. Okay, I'm saying hi to you too as well. Okay. So, with all that being said, I think people are going to look at this as of right now. People are laughing at Jerry Jones, as they should. You should be laughing at Jerry Jones. All right, for right now. But I'm not guaranteeing you this. But I feel like in 2 to 3 years, people are going to revisit this trade, and I think people are going to have a different perspective of this trade if everything doesn't fall through for the Green Bay Packers. Okay. I think people are going to be looking at this trade long term. Short term and 2 years. But to me, I think you're going to have to look at this trade 4 years down the road, 5 years down the road. Did Dallas really give up give up too fast on Michael Parsons? Did Dallas just took whatever deal they could take, which was the Green Bay Packers, with 2 first-round draft picks and a player, I think it's a D tackle? I mean, they could have asked for more. Let's talk about that point. I don't think they could ask for more due to the position that they found themselves in. And a lot of it has to do with Jerry Jones. All right. With the Jerry Jones beefing with the agent of Michael Parsons and the back and forth between the agent and Jerry Jones and Michael Parsons and Jerry Jones, Michael Parsons demanding a trade. To me, you can't ask another team to trade, help you get out of a problem, help you get out of a situation. All right. The Green Bay Packers, as they should offer the lease for Michael Parsons. And this trade is eerie similar to Luka, because Luka was a Dallas Maverick. They traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers. And a lot of people feel like the Los Angeles Lakers got the better end of this deal because they didn't have to give up a lot to get Luka. And people are laughing now, and I want this. I'm not deleting this live stream. I'm keeping this live stream so we can revisit this topic. But I feel like a lot of people are going to have a lot of egg on their face. A lot of these quote-unquote experts are going to be talking differently about Michael Parsons 4 to 5 years down the road. And then they're going to be asking themselves, wow, they gave him that type of contract extension. Now they're handicapping themselves. They can't make their team any better. Now, the Green Bay Packers are hoping that, the salary cap increases where it can eat some of this Michael Parsons contract. That way they won't be handicap strong where they can add other players. Now, front office executive said that the Dallas Cowboys, they could have, gotten Michael Parsons because it was under the salary cap. That's all well and good. But at the same time, when you're trying to build a franchise and you have someone in your building and you're paying him the richest contract in NFL history, let that seep in for a second, folks. You're paying him more than a quarterback. And the quarterback has the ball more times than the D tackle or the cornerback. I want people to really think about that for a second. You're paying him more than a quarterback. A quarterback in the NFL could help your franchise succeed or failed. Nothing else doesn't really matter. Your defense, you can win Super Bowls without a defense. Well, I take that a lot back. You can win Super Bowls without a difference maker on defense. You can win Super Bowls without a difference maker receiver or a tight end. It has been done before. You can win a Super Bowl without a running back. Okay. Hell, you can win a Super Bowl without an elite coach. All right. It has been proven time and time again of teams winning Super Bowls that didn't have the best person on the difference maker on defense or a difference maker on offense. When you talk about the wide receiver, the running back, the tight end, an elite coach with X's and O's. It has. I'm telling you, folks, it has been done time and time again. And a lot of people are laughing at Jerry Jones. I would laugh at Jerry Jones too, but you know what would have been more funnier? What people would have been really laughing at Jerry Jones? If Jerry Jones would have did what he did with Dak Prescott, played around with Dak Prescott, trying to win the battle on social media, trying to, just, hey, he's one of us, so I'm going to overpay for Dak Prescott, which he did. Now look at Dak Prescott. Look at that contract now. They haven't been anywhere with Dak Prescott. I have said on countless videos, on countless live streams, Dak Prescott was not worth that contract, and it's being proven time and time again. I've been proven right time and time again. All right. And I'm telling you, Micah Parsons is not worth that type of money where you're going to, max him out to be the highest paid player in NFL history. All right. Have we been down this road before? Do anyone remember Deshaun Watson? How, not Skip Bayless, but Shannon Sharp and all these ex-NFL quarterbacks say, well, ex-NFL players, NFL players just work as hard as much as NBA players, and they should get max contracts, and they should get guaranteed money throughout their whole you should guarantee the whole contract. Deshaun Watson is going to prove all of y'all wrong. Okay, what have Deshaun Watson done for the Cleveland Browns? Other than get injured and in a scandal with some masseuses. That's all Deshaun Watson has done for the Cleveland Browns. He didn't make life better for the Cleveland Browns organization. Matter of fact, the Cleveland Browns are still trying to search for another quarterback. So all that money that they paid for Deshaun Watson is, you threw that money, you threw the bathwater, the baby with the bathwater, so to say. It's not worth overpaying a player that's not really a true difference maker. And Micah Parsons, who was talking about the Green Bay Packers before Deshaun Watson? Who said that? Who on ESPN, the NFL Network, Fox Sports 1, social media, content creators on YouTube, who was, yelling in the sky talking about, oh man, the Green Bay Packers, they're just one player away from winning for winning the Super Bowl. They're just one player away. If they just get that one player, they're going to the Super Bowl. Who was saying that? No one was talking about the Green Bay Packers making it to the postseason, much less win a Super Bowl. Now, since they got Micah Parsons, shout out to Micah Parsons. I don't have nothing ill to say about Micah Parsons. He was great for the Dallas Cowboys. I think he was one of the shining lights of the Dallas Cowboys, but he's not worth all that money. And back to Green Bay. Who was talking about them? No one was talking about the Green Bay Packers making it to the postseason, much less to the Super Bowl. In fact, people were talking about Jordan Love. I just don't think he's that guy. He's just not that guy. He just barely turns the knob. He's just not that guy. He's just not that guy. That's all people were talking about with the Green Bay Packers. Now, since they added Michael Parsons. Oh, wow, they're going to the Super Bowl. It's crazy how these these influencers on sports talk and sports media, it's crazy how they can hype up something and then don't stand on all 10 toes when a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, now they say a different, well, man, Michael Parsons, I wouldn't have paid all that money for Michael Parsons. Okay. But if Jerry Jones would have paid Michael Parsons that exact same contract the Green Bay Packers paid for Michael Parsons, you know what the conversation would be? Man, Jerry Jones is a fool. I wouldn't have sunk all that money into Michael Parsons. I mean, Michael Parsons really doesn't, he's great at, rushing up to the line. He's athleticism, but wow, why would you pay Michael Parsons that type of money? If Jerry Jones would have done it, then it's a problem. But when someone else from a different franchise do it, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when Jerry Jones do it. That's what kills me about the media today. The media is just a bunch of yes men that, just nod their heads like parrots and just tell you guys anything and everything so you can keep eyeballs on them, so you can keep their, algorithm going on and their viewership going on, and you just make them that much important. All right. And back to the Luka thing. All right. Michael Parsons, this deal, the Dallas Cowboys traded Michael Parsons to Green Bay. It reminds me of when Luka was with the Dallas Mavericks and they traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers. And do you remember what everybody was saying when Luka went to the Dallas Mavericks? All these experts, these professionals were saying, "Oh man, the Dallas Mavericks, what are they doing over there? Okay, what are they doing over there? They don't even know what they're doing. Luka, they got Luka for basically nothing. Anthony Davis, which by the way, the same media that trounced on the Dallas Mavericks trading Luka was the same media that was telling you guys that AD is a top 10 player in the NBA. All right. So they got nothing for Luka, right? Is that what you're telling us now? They got nothing for Luka. All right. So now, after he's been there a half of a season, and now he done worked out and things of that nature. It's crazy to me. When he was a member of the Dallas Mavericks, he didn't take his working out seriously. He added weight. He likes to drink beer and smoke cigars. He was getting fatter with the Dallas Mavericks. And now when he gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, now he's much slimmer. He's not drinking as much. He's not smoking cigars. Oh, okay. So I guess the Dallas Mavericks were right about you. You were a fat cat. You were lazy. And, when you didn't get that super max contract, he would have made more money with the Dallas Mavericks than the extension that he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. Don't get that twisted and confused. All right. So now all of a sudden you want to take care of yourself. Oh, wow. That's a crazy concept. Okay. That's a crazy concept. And Luka's a great player. Don't get it wrong. He's a great offensive player, but he can't even guard a chair in front of him, which means the Los Angeles Lakers might have to spend more money to have players around him who are able to guard. All right. But I feel like he's going to be a great fit with the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay. Does this mean that they're going to win titles? I'm not going down that road. Does this mean Michael Parsons going to the Green Bay Packers? All of a sudden, they're going to win Super Bowl titles. I'm not going down that road. Okay. I have to see a lot more. Now, Jerry Jones, he probably wish he could have gotten more for Michael Parsons, but a lot of that egg is on your face, Jerry Jones. You should not took this to social media. You should not have been doing interviews with Stephen A. Smith and all the talking this, that, and the third. Look, you should have kept this private. You should have put your ego to the side. If it means you have to talk to his agent, talk to his freaking agent. Hammer out some type of agreement. And if it couldn't work out some type of agreement, then just say, hey, look, this is too rich for my blood. Hey, how about we just, figure out another franchise that's not rich for their blood. And if you would have worked alongside with the agent and kept this undercover, kept this private, you probably could have gotten more from the Green Bay Packers than 2 first-round draft picks and a player. That's basically what you got. All right. So, but people look at the short term of things, and everyone's laughing at Jerry Jones, as you should. You should be laughing at Jerry Jones. And a lot of people say, see, this is the reason why Jerry Jones should step aside and just retire, because the Dallas Cowboys are never going to be good as long as Jerry Jones is controlling everything. And I believe that. I really do believe that. But in this case, Jerry Jones really made a great decision when it came to his franchise. I know people are laughing now, and I know people are thinking I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I can't see the forest from the trees, but I'm telling you, 3 years down the road, the Green Bay Packers are going to revisit this, and they're going to go, wow, we put so much money into Micah Parsons. We're not any better. And now we're going to have to pay Jordan Love. And now we're going to have to pay other players for those 2 players to perform very good. Is it really worth paying him that much money? Was it really worth guaranteeing him that contract? Because in all reality, the Green Bay Packers were in competition with themselves. I don't think any other franchise was willing to go that far with Micah Parsons. But you know what? If Micah Parsons was with the New England Patriots when they were rolling along and New England traded him away, people would have said, that's a great deal. That's a great thing that New England did. Oh, wow. You can't put all your money, you can't put all your eggs in one basket for one player. Okay. If Michael Parsons was a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they had Tom Brady and they decided to trade Michael Parsons elsewhere, people will be saying, oh, wow, that's great what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did for Michael Parsons. I mean, he's a great player and all, but putting all your money on one player is just not worth it in today's NFL. But when Jerry Jones does exactly what your favorite franchises do, now it's a problem, okay? And look, Jerry Jones has made mistakes, okay? I'm not an advocate of Jerry Jones. I wish Jerry Jones should just step aside. And I've been the first to say the Dallas Cowboys are never going to get good again until Jerry Jones, and I hate to say this, kicks the bucket. Jerry Jones had to literally kick the bucket for us to see our franchise back into the thick of things. And that's a sad, sad thing. You're subscribed. I appreciate you subscribing, man. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Okay. So, that's all I got for the Michael Parsons thing. And archive this video. And what I'm about to say is going to be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The Green Bay Packers have the same chance like the Dallas Cowboys as far as winning a Super Bowl. They're not one player away. I think they're going to be competitive like the Dallas Cowboys, but them getting Michael Parsons is not changing the standings in the NFC. Unfortunately, the Eagles, till someone knocks the Eagles down, and I don't believe it's going to be Dallas, and I know for a fact it's not going to be Green Bay, then what was this deal in the grand scheme of things? It's not elevating the Packers better than the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Everything still pretty much stays neutral because of this deal, okay? But you're going to pay You're going to make him the richest player, non-quarterback in NFL history. He's making more money than a quarterback, folks. A quarterback holds the ball more times than a D tackle or a pass rusher or an end. You're paying him that much money. And I could see if he was the second coming of a lot of NFL greats that have done it on the defense, like a Lawrence Taylor. If he's a Lawrence Taylor type of player, Peppers, if is he's on that level, that's one thing. But Michael Parsons isn't on that level, and you're guaranteeing him this type of money. So other players with this same stat are going to be at, all you're doing is you're raising the roof even further for players that are not that elite that's going to get this type of money and get this type of contract. But remember what people were saying about Jerry Jones with Dak Prescott when they said, oh man, he's changing the market. Remember Shannon Sharp on Undisputed? He no longer works at FS1. Oh man, you're changing the market. Why would you give Dak Prescott that much money? Now other teams, when they negotiate for their quarterback, now they're gonna point to the Dak Prescott contract. Okay, so that's not gonna happen with Michael Parsons. Other defensive players are going to look at that and go, wait a minute, I'm way better than Dak Prescott. And if he can get that deal, I should get a better deal. Okay? See, it's all about who you like, who you don't like. I know the media has an issue with the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of it has to do with Jerry Jones. And I'm not a huge component of Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones should just step aside. But it is what it is. All right? So, I like the hearts. I like the shares. I really do appreciate that. But I'm telling you, quote me, this is not changing the landscape of the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles are still going to be a problem in the NFC. It's just not changing anything. And it's not making life better for the Philadelphia, for the Green Bay Packers or the Dallas Cowboys. But you hear it from someone else's mouth, y'all gonna sit up there and tell me, oh man, you just tripping. So whatever. All right. So moving on. There is talk that Joy Taylor is also going to be signed to Gilbert Arenas podcast. I don't know what type of capacity. That's the rumor. I think she's going to be on the football side of things with Skip Bayless, Gruden, and I forgot the other guy. But anyway, Gilbert Arenas is eyeing Joy Taylor to be on the football side of things when he does his arena grid line. When Gilbert Arenas is taking. He's going on the NFL side of things. He's normally an NBA type of content creator. Now he's doing the NFL. He's got Skip Bayless. He signed Skip Bayless. I don't know if he signed Skip Bayless or Skip Bayless is going to make some appearances on this show with Gruden and Atib Khalif. I always mess his name up. But anyway, I butcher his name on a consistent basis. But, I appreciate that. Take care, man. Take care. Bye to you too. So, what I think about that, if he gets Joy Taylor, I don't see Joy Taylor, that significant on X's and O's. I'm not a real component of Joy Taylor when she's talking about football. I don't think she, her expertise on football, okay. All right. I thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, how you doing? Green Play, how you doing? All right. So, that's the rumor. I don't know if she's going to join Gilbert Arenas' football team, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But I did check out an episode with Skip Bayless, Gruden, and Atib. They talked about, Shadur Sanders with the Cleveland Browns and why he fell so low. And one thing I noticed in that video, you can go check out that video at your leisure on YouTube. I noticed that uh, when everyone was talking, I noticed that Skip Bayless' wife was in attendance, and she was in the far background. And I don't know if this customary because I'd never seen her on ESPN or Fox Sports One Undisputed, but seeing her there in the background, she's just there in the background, to support her husband probably. But I really think that she's probably back there because she's probably, she probably knows her man better than anybody else, and she's probably thinking, okay, there might be some truth to now. Allegedly, this is all allegedly. Skip Bayless tried to buy some coochie from the makeup artist, and he was willing to spend like a lot of bands to make that happen. Now they tried to say he was competing with Shannon Sharpe because Shannon Sharpe declared himself a ladies' man on Fox Sports One, and that irritated Skip Bayless. And they said it was a competition thing between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, and they feel like that's one of the reasons why their relationship fell out. All right, so I don't know if that's to be true. Remember, she was the makeup person, the makeup lady had Skip Bayless as part of the people that she was suing. She was suing Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, Fox Sports One. Now, Fox Sports One did settle. All right. They did settle, and that's been put to bed. But it's kind of crazy to see Skip Bayless' wife in the background. Now, low key, she's kind of probably supporting her man, staying by her man type of thing. But I also think that she's saying, okay, I'm gonna make sure no other hood. I'm trying to make sure no other hoochie mamas or I don't want no females distracting my husband because I know how my husband is. So I'm gonna, watch him. I'm standing by him, but I'm watching him as well. So I thought that was pretty funny when I saw her in the background. But hey, I'm the only one that's been talking about it. I just now talked about it. Maybe other people will talk about it, but hey, it is what it is. If y'all do get in their comment section, please let them know that Just My Opinion podcast mentioned it on his live stream. Just give me some credit. Some credit is better than no credit. All right. And in other news, Ray Lewis I guess he's beefing with Shannon Sharpe. He did an interview and he talked about how phony Shannon Sharpe is, and he was playing into them characters. He's really playing into a lot of black stereotypes about black men. Like black men wear do-rags all the time. Black men smoke Black and Miles all the time. Black men drink hard liquor all the time. And that's when he was playing those characters, and he was Unc and all that stuff. That really elevated him to the stratosphere, to where he was at one time. And Ray Lewis didn't like it. Look, it's one thing if Ray Lewis said it during that time or discussed it with Shannon Sharpe during that time, or even talked about it like a month later or a week later, how he felt uncomfortable about Shannon Sharpe playing into all these stereotypes around other other people that are not black. But I can understand, but now this is like years later, dude. Like, dude, where were you? What was all this when he was doing it? Why you didn't make it? Why you didn't talk about it then? It seems like to me you're trying to get your name out there, trying to, because I don't believe a lot of networks are really in demand for Ray Lewis, and the landscape of sports media has really changed. And Ray Lewis used to have his ears to the street, But, those days are behind. So I don't know if he's doing that because of that or whatever. But I just thought to bring that up. I don't think it's a real big issue, but a lot of people, the Dreamers Pro podcast did a live stream on it. He spent like an hour talking about it. To me, uh, it would have been significant. It probably would have been important if he mentioned this while it was happening, but now, he's out at Fox Sports 1. He's got, his legal problems are behind him. And now, it seems like you're throwing salt on an old wound. I mean, like, if you wasn't happy with that, then why you didn't say nothing then? Why you waiting years later? So to me, I don't think this is a huge topic, but hey, it is what it is. So I appreciate everyone that came by, that subscribed, that hit the like button. I've seen a lot of you guys share my live stream. I really do appreciate that when you guys do that. And I'm gonna get up out of here. So it's your boy. I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. If something breaks, I'll come back on live again. But I got 2 in for the week, so be happy with those 2 live streams. Please watch them from front to back. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I'm up out here. Hope everyone has a great weekend and a great Labor Day. All right. Have a great Labor Day as well. I'm up out of here. Deuces.